Be honest. Do you think Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is going to be trash, good, bad, legendary, iconic, best movie of all time? What do you think? I'll tell you what I think. Based off the storyline itself and the idea of it, it has endless potential. We don't know if it's going to reach that. We don't know if it's going to be way below that, a 0 out of 10. We don't know. But the idea itself has endless potential. I just reviewed Fantastic Four. The idea of Fantastic Four, the storyline, it already wasn't good enough to be a 10 based off the storyline. You just can't do it. I don't care if you got the best cinematography, the best acting. You just can't do it based off the storyline. The storyline means a lot. And the Odyssey's got the perfect storyline. The memories I have when I was a kid, just imagining it while I'm reading it. There's so many components that play into the story. This legendary story written by one of the greatest writers, poets, whatever, philosophers of all time, Homer. And then turning it into, basically $1 billion budget with Christopher Nolan directing it, with you can get any actor in the world. This project has endless opportunity, and this is a one-of-one project, literally, of all time. I think it's pretty hyped, right? Am I not the only one that's like feeling the hype from this? The movie's pretty hyped up. But yeah, if you like me at all, if you want to help support me, to support the channel, please subscribe. It mean the world. I'm only at 36 damn subscribers. One subscriber wouldn't hurt. Before we get into my prediction, I'm just going to start off talking about the good stuff, the bad stuff, and then we can get into the prediction. The good stuff. Christopher Nolan, obviously one of the greatest directors of all time. Legit, what he did with Batman, Memento, he's created a lot with Inception. Do I think he's the best director made for this movie idea, storyline? I think he is. He might be it. There's Steven Spielberg. I guess he's still around. Tarantino. I just don't think Tarantino could do it. I'm Tarantino's biggest fucking fan. I don't think Tarantino can do it with a storyline like the Odyssey. Tarantino relies on a lot of dialogue, but it's a different type of story, the Odyssey, from, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs. The Odyssey, you got to get someone like Mr. Nolan. He did Oppenheimer. He's well suited and he's well fit. He's one of the most demanded directors in Hollywood right now, and that is why they gave him Final Cut privileges. That's like a really big pro of Final Cut privileges. And what Final Cut privileges are when the companies that are producing the movie, like Warner Brothers, they let Christopher Nolan get the final say in what goes in the movie, what goes out. Nobody else has any control over what are they putting in the movie. What is that? So if Christopher Nolan wants that, he gets it. So, and that's what we like, because the director is supposed to be an artist. He's supposed to be a genius. He's supposed to be a mastermind. He should do it all himself. There should be no production team like, hey, we should do this, trying to make money, because he's trying to make art. The production team's trying to make money. So that's good. He's got his Final Cut privileges, which he rightly deserves. A good pro. But who knows? Christopher Nolan could completely fuck it up, fold under pressure, screw it up, because, he just could do that. Tarantino could do that. Anybody could do that. Not everybody's perfect. Everybody's human, but it's Christopher Nolan. We got to give him faith. They can't just rely on the storyline, though. So Christopher Nolan, he's doing what he does best. He's ordering the actors. We're going to fly there. We're going to fly there. They're getting the good shots all around the world. They're not just filming it in some studio. And that's important too, because good scenery makes good cinematography. The better the cinematography, the better the movie. I'm not too worried about the cinematography when they basically got a $1 billion budget. Christopher Nolan's directing it. They got the best cameras in the world, the IMAX cameras. If you haven't seen this, but IMAX cameras are so much better than the other ones, and so much more modern and futuristic, and just they're the best cameras in the world. And not every director gets access to these types of cameras. Some CIA type of cameras, honestly. And not every director gets access to this, but the Odyssey gets access to the IMAX cameras for the whole thing. So, I'm expecting top quality, top dollar. So on paper, everything's looking good. Director, yeah, legit everything. The cast. I have some issues with the cast. I'm going to be honest. I do have some issues with the cast. Matt Damon would not be my first choice. As an upcoming director, casting is such a fun part of directing movies. I get to choose him. I get to choose him. Is Matt Damon really the first choice for Odysseus in the legendary Odyssey, once in a lifetime movie, basically $1 billion budget, using all top quality cameras, and you get Matt Damon? I love Matt Damon. We know Matt Damon is a legend, a straight up legend. He's one of the greatest actors of all time. I don't know. I don't have anything against him. I feel like there's better options though. There's better options. Come on. There has to be better options out there. I can't. This just can't be just me. Okay, Tom Holland. Tom Holland. I'm iffy on Tom Holland. You know, I know him as Spider Man. I haven't really seen him like do anything outside of Spider Man that's like astoundingly good. So I honestly, he's not the main character. So I gotta give him some breathing room and honestly give him some faith. I'll put some faith in him. I think he's gonna do decent. You know, honestly, not my first choice either for like a secondary role, but Tom Holland's he's there. He's a solid actor. I think he can get the job done. Zendaya, I don't know. I'm not, as you can tell off what I said about Tom Holland, I'm not really a modern like actor type of guy. I kind of like the oldies. I kind of do. You know, maybe we could have got George Clooney in here. No, we couldn't. I couldn't find a spot for George Clooney. Maybe Leonardo, maybe Brad. There's a lot of names I can throw out there, but now thinking back at it, Matt Damon isn't that bad of a pick. Robert Patterson's in it. You know, Zendaya, like I said, it's definitely a solid cast. Could it go? It could it go toe and toe with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood cast? No, honestly, I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood cast takes this one out. But you know, that's a literally once in a lifetime type of cast, and that's may as well be one of the best casts ever assembled. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Hard to beat that, but you know, not all movies rely strictly on the cast. I honestly think more than the actor, I think kind of the director plays a bigger role in how good the movie's going to be. Maybe the actor takes the shine, maybe the actor gets a little bit more money, but I feel like it's the director's job to make the movie good, not just the actors. Matt Damon, are you hearing that? You know, I have some faith in you. I'm taking some pressure off you. I'm putting more pressure on Nolan. So Matt Damon, you know, loosen up a bit. My pressure isn't getting to you. Hopefully it won't. I've got more pressure on Nolan than you, to be honest, right now. But overall, with the cast, it's doable. You know, it's doable. I can't downplay it just based off the cast because we've seen some no-name cast-ass motherfuckers make good-ass movies based, like, depending on the director, you know, the writing, you know. But it's not just on the cast, so I can't downplay it that much. But like I said at the beginning, the movie still has endless potential. Matt Damon could do the best performance of his life. Tom Holland could do the best performance of his life. Robert Pattinson, best performance of life. You know, anything's possible. I'm still going to give that the endless, limitless potential for this movie. It can become the best movie ever made. Legit, it can. Do I think it will? I don't think it will. Based off the cast. You know, I'm kind of using my own words against me. But off the cast, off the cast, that's not a best movie of all time type of cast. No offense to Zendaya, it's mostly on her. I just don't see her. Oh, the best movie of all time: Tom Holland, Zendaya, and Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson's a good actor. I just when you say the best movie of all time, you want to hear like maybe a Leo in there. You want to maybe hear like a Brad. You want to hear some actual good director actors like maybe Daniel Day, some actors like that. Denzel, the greatest movie of all time. I don't think it's just it ruins the art if the greatest movie of all time has Zendaya and Tom Holland in it. But with my prediction, you know, there's split sides right now. Before filming this video, before doing my research, I was like, okay, this movie might be the greatest of all time. Then I see Zendaya's in it, then I see this, and then I'm kind of getting warded away from that. You know, I'm in a good middle spot right now. But if I had to make a prediction out of 10, it's a Christopher Nolan film. I don't think Christopher Nolan's going to fumble this bag here. I'm saying final prediction, the movie comes out in a year. But no, this can't be my final prediction. But my final prediction as of this point is the Odyssey will become a top 5 movie of all time. No. Oh, top 5. No, it can't become top 5. Let's do a number rating. How about this? Tickets are already selling at record-breaking levels, like hundreds of dollars. People are selling out theaters for this movie. So anything can happen. But my final prediction is that it's going to be a 9 out of 10 on the juice test scale for IMDb. I think I can get it 8.9. It's definitely going to be high on IMDb. It's definitely going to be high on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, we'll see. Final prediction, 9 out of 10. But yeah, that's a wrap to the video. I think it's going to be a 9 out of 10. If you like me at all, you know, like I said, this is a wrap to the video, so I'm going to do the outro right now. I fucking love all of you guys, and please subscribe, and yeah, you know, keep your head up high, and